All right, get ready. There's definitely a technology conversation coming your way. You're not techie or gadgety by nature? That's okay, because this subject is for you, and it's a bit messy. Today we're going to break down cybersecurity and what you specifically can do to make a difference. The first thing that you need to understand is that there are simply bad guys out there. In fact, really, really bad guys called black hats. The black hat comes from an old cowboy movie. The classic heroes like Roy Rogers or Gene Autry, they always wore the white hats, while the bad guys or the villains always wore black hats. So, the black hats are trying to use our systems and our data for their personal gain. The black hats are really, really good at working to get money and to create chaos in any way that they can. They want to force you to pay them, they'll steal from you, they'll do anything they can to interact or even to resell your information to advertisers. The black hats are trying to use our systems and data for their personal gain. It's criminal activity, and the black hats are really, really good at working to get money and create chaos in any way that they can. They want to force you to pay them. They'll steal it from you or from people that you interact with. They'll even have advertisers pay them for getting you to do something. They'll sell your information to other hackers, whatever works. The second thing you need to understand is that we're not simply facing periodic attacks from the black hats. It's an onslaught. It's a continual probing into your security from all corners of the world, and they'll utilize all aspects of computing that present an opportunity. For example, 90% of organizations say they've suffered a security breach. The 10% who say they didn't probably either didn't realize it happened or they don't want to admit it. Statistics show that cybercrime costs companies about $400 billion annually. Yes, that's $400 billion with a B. On a daily basis, the news is full of examples of serious hacking, from banks losing customer information to government sites being compromised. It's an endless reality. On an individual level, there's hijacking of computers, identity theft, email hacking constantly going on. There's simply theft. People want to take your devices, your laptop, your tablets, your phones. They want to take your USB drives, your backup drives, and so on. Then they can scan your files and look at your browsing history for any information that they can utilize. There's password guessing, where they'll input common passwords. Believe me, this is a real scenario that we have prevented even within the Young Automotive Group. There's social engineering, which is sometimes called phishing. This is where criminals mislead you into giving them what they want, like the prince who claims to need your social security number and banking information, plus a small payment, so he can bring a large amount of money into the United States and share it with you? No. More commonly, someone will call or email you. They'll pretend to be a bank or a business associate, warning you about a payment or some sort of a transfer. They'll need your login information in order to verify your account. There are all kinds of nasty files and viruses and malwares and spywares and more. These programs embed themselves in your devices, and then they are used maliciously against you and against our group. Your job is to practice safe computing and to limit risk in any way that we can. Hopefully at this point, you're starting to realize how important this is to you personally, the Young Automotive Group as an organization, and most importantly, to our customers who trust us. The very last thing you want to be is identified as the person who accidentally introduced a piece of malicious software into the organization, thereby bringing the entire system crashing down, costing YAG tens of thousands of dollars. Don't think all this is unlikely, because it's happening every day. Like it or not, you need to become knowledgeable about cybersecurity and know exactly what it takes to practice safe computing. So, what can I do about it? I'm not a techie. We have an IT company. I just call them when we need something and they can deal with it. It turns out that this is not the case. As an end user, you're the first line of defense against cybercrime. In a CompTIA study, it showed that human error accounted for 52% of security breaches. Whatever the exact number, it's significant. It's not always just one error either. Oftentimes, major breaches are caused by an unfortunate sequence of minor individual events. For this reason, you are the first line of defense. Again, you are the first line of defense. You have to be really good at preventing cybercrime, both for your own security and the security of the organization, and most importantly, for our customers. How? That's next.